everyone. So in this video I will be telling you guys the 4 things you need to know about baby led weaning before you even start it. Also the benefits of baby led weaning and why I almost didn't do baby led weaning. Yes, I have a story, so stay tuned for that. Before I get started, if you're new here, hi, my name is Cynthia. I make parenthood and baby related videos. I'm currently doing baby led weaning with my daughter, who is 11 months. So a lot of my videos will be about that, but of course I do baby must-haves and everything related to baby and parenthood. So if you like that kind of content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. So you're thinking about starting baby led weaning? Well, you clicked on the right video to see if it's the right thing for you. Now, I have a video all about baby led weaning, you know, what it is and all the great information you need about baby led weaning. So I'll go ahead and leave that in the description down below. But this video is, of course, like before I said, is what you should know before starting baby led weaning, or when you're starting baby led weaning. Well, I do want to say that baby led weaning is not the next step after traditional weaning, which is purees. It is a whole different thing. It's skipping purees and starting straight on to table food when you're starting to introduce foods. So skipping purees, going straight to table food right when you're ready to introduce solids. So it's not, you know, the next step. It is the first step in a different form. So yeah. But the first thing you should know when doing baby led weaning or before doing baby led weaning is the difference between gagging and choking, and the fact that gagging is perfectly normal. Gagging is a person's or a baby's reflex, helping them from not choking, basically. Our gag reflex is all the way in the back. I don't know if you ever brushed your teeth and your toothbrush kind of went too far and you started gagging. Ours is all the way in the back. A baby's gag reflex is actually in the front at the tip of the tongue. Around 6 months, maybe 7 months, it starts receding towards the back. But around 6 months, it's still like in the middle. So if you notice sometimes if your baby gags, the food is like barely in the middle of their mouth. So it's not even close to the back of the throat. So the important thing about gagging is, one, it's normal, don't freak out, and do not interfere when they're gagging. That's why it's important to know the difference, because if you interfere when they're gagging, imagine them, you know, gagging, trying to get the piece out of their mouth, and you go and pat their back or do whatever, it might actually push it back towards the throat and actually cause them to choke. So if you try to intervene that way, you might actually cause them to choke, and that's the bad thing. Choking is basically silent. They obviously turn blue, and they can't breathe because it's, of course, restricting their whatever, the air passages. But gagging is, you know, their tongue is out, they're making like a coughing noise. If you hear little breathes, then they can still breathe. A piece might fling out, it might just fall out. Sometimes they might even throw up if the gag reflex is really strong. I suggest researching more into difference between gagging and choking. Actually see videos of babies gagging. I know on the group I'm on for baby led weaning babies, they have videos of babies gagging, so you kind of get an idea of what the difference between gagging and choking are. I suggest getting CPR certified so you're comfortable knowing that you can save your child's life if, you know, gosh forbid, anything actually happens. But the important thing is that gagging is normal and that it is okay. It's just their way of trying to dislodge a piece. And I know a lot of people are scared of, you know, babies taking too big of pieces, you know, biting off too big of pieces. But the baby, trust your child to know when to spit it out. My daughter has bitten big giant pieces off and then it'll just come right out. She don't even gag, she'll just like bite it off and just spit it out, like she knows. And the times that she has gagged, you know, it just comes right off. That was the one thing that scared me about starting baby led weaning, is knowing, oh no, you know, she might gag, she might choke. But being part of the groups on Facebook really helped me get through it.
Second thing you need to know before starting baby led weaning is it's going to be messy. I don't know if you could tell, but this little girl has beans all over her hands and she looks like she has a mustache or a beard right now. It's a very messy thing because you're letting them feed themselves. You're letting them be in control of the food. So it's very messy. So if you have, oh, I dropped some on the floor. If you have OCD or you're a perfectionist or you love things clean, then you might want to either reconsider or figure out how to try and do it the cleanest way possible, but it's not possible. Even traditional weaning with purees is messy because they like to try and tip the spoon or like move away or like hit it off of you, you know, so either way it's gonna be messy. But baby led weaning is a little bit more messier because they are in charge of the food. So no high fives right now, honey. I ain't high fiving that. I know, I love you. But believe me, I sweep up food every day. Like, I want to say like 5 times a day I'm sweeping up food because she's constantly throwing the food. And she's a dirty baby. Let's see. That's one dirty baby. But hey, she's eating, so it's good. The third thing you need to know is that the first couple of times you offer food, they might actually not eat it. Or they might not eat it, like, at all. My daughter, her very first food was bananas, and she took one bite, and she spit it out, and then she pretty much played with the rest. So, the first couple of weeks, maybe even the first month or two, they might not actually eat the food. So if you're worried about your child choking the first day or like it not going too well, don't worry. They're not even going to eat it. Anyways. Or some might, I don't know. But basically just be aware they're not going to eat it. Don't worry. That is not a sign that they're not ready. It's just, it's their first, eating has to be learned. They learn through visualization, meaning you eat in front of them, they see you're eating, you're like, oh, okay, so this is what I do with this, you know. They're learning the textures, the taste, the smells, the feeling of it. So eating is a learning process, and with everything you need to learn, it's not going to be 100% in the very beginning. So don't worry if they're not eating. The fourth thing you need to know, and one of the reasons I've actually almost didn't go with baby led weaning, is people are going to think you're crazy. They really are. And this is why I almost didn't go through with it, but, you know, I have an amazing boyfriend who supports me, so I was able to go through with it. But I won't name names, but I was told that I was crazy, I was stupid, and that I would kill my daughter because of it. I still get comments till this day, like 6 months later, that, you know, I'm messing up her insides, I'm messing up her intestines, her stomach. I don't even know, like, normal babies eat purees. Normal babies are eating, you know, 2 things of pureed food already, or you're not feeding your child, or Yeah, yeah, because apparently this one's not eating, right? Um, um, where's your seaweed? Okay. Um, so just know you're gonna have negative comments. No matter how much research you give them, sometimes people are so stubborn they just don't want to believe you or think they know better or whatever. So it's gonna be hard to convince people. But just know you're gonna be looked at as crazy. I mean, even if you go to restaurants, you're gonna be looked at sideways because you're giving your child French fries or their own hamburger or something at like 8 months old. You're gonna get the side eye. And it's worse if your child is small like mine because my daughter looks like she is maybe 5, 6 months, 6, 7 months, okay. And she's actually about to be a year in a couple of days. So you'll definitely get the side eye. Um, but just know, be confident in what you're doing and just know that you do have support. I mean, if you want to find support in me, go ahead and comment, or I'll leave my Instagram down below so you can message me. I'll, give you some support because we women have to stick together with whatever we want to do. As long as we're not physically harming the child or neglecting our children, we should be able to do, whatever we want, like homeschooling, breastfeeding, baby led weaning, like whatever. Heck, if I want to cloth diaper my child and go through that craziness, by all means, I should be able to. But oh, you want more beans? Okay, sorry. Um, so also find support in Facebook groups. So you have some support. I have my boyfriend, and here's where I insert my story of why I almost didn't go through with it, because you're probably dying to know. It was because of the person that was telling me that I was crazy and stupid and all that stuff. Um, I had to hear that negative comments every single day. Every day. I had to hear those comments, and it just discouraged me. And especially since my daughter did gag the very first time she had food, I was like, oh no, am I doing the right thing? Am I gonna harm my daughter? Oh my god, how is she gonna be when she grows up? It's like, is this gonna affect her in the long run? Holy moly, like so many things going through my head, and I was like, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to do it after like the first day. And it was mainly because of the negative comments, because I was like, they're right. Maybe I am doing it harm, blah blah. But my boyfriend told me, look, if you did all the research and you're confident of doing this, because he wasn't really too into the baby led weaning. He wanted to go through the period route, but he works like 10 hours a day, so he's like, look, you're the one that's going to be feeding her. You're the one that's going to be going through all this stuff. If you did the research, if you know what you're getting into, then just go through with it. Do what you want to do. And I'm here to support you with your decision. And that's what I loved. I absolutely love him. He supported my decision. He didn't like discourage me and say, you know what, yeah, quit, go this route, da da da. So that helped me a lot.
Don't go anywhere. I want to tell you the 5 benefits of baby led weaning. So, those were the 4 things that you should know before starting baby led weaning. And I thought that I would give you the benefits of baby led weaning so that you have an idea if you want to do it or not. I think everyone should know benefits of whatever they are wanting to do. So, the first benefit is they learn how to chew instead of just to swallow. When babies are born, their only instinct really is to suck and swallow, whether it's the breast milk or even a bottle. That's their first instinct. So when you introduce food, let's say purees, they figure out, oh, okay, it's a liquidy, soft consistency. I can kind of suck it a little bit and swallow it. And initially, that's what they're doing with purees. They're not chewing purees. They're just swallowing purees. Um, so they're not learning. So they're not learning how to chew. Now, when you do baby-led weaning and you're just throwing food at them, they learn how to chew. Of course, there is a trial and error in the very beginning, but initially they learn from you. So monkey see, monkey do, you know, you're their first teacher. Um, so even before they ate, if you're eating a burrito in front of them, they're learning how to chew then, but then they apply it to their food they're eating as when they're ready. And so that's why they encourage you to eat with your child when you're doing baby led weaning, so they can see how you're doing it. You know, they're seeing that you're putting food in your mouth and you're moving your jaw and stuff like that, so they learn. Number two is they explore different textures, such as toast is a little gritty, you know, bananas is really soft and smushy, or somewhat soft and smushy, because, you know, once you smush it, yeah, it's smushy. Sorry. And then avocados, of course, it's really smushy. Um, they're learning different textures, and that's really good for their senses. It's like a sensory play, I guess. But of course, they have to eat it or something. I don't know. But they learn different textures. Three, they become independent. You're allowing them to be independent. And if you notice, a lot of babies, children, they kind of want to be independent. You know, they want to crawl on their own. They don't want help. They want to walk on their own. They don't, you know, you ever try and grab a baby's hand when they're walking and they're like, no, you know, they want to be independent. And same thing with food. And I'm glad that that's one place I can let her be independent. I can let her eat her own food. If you notice with pureed babies, when they first start, you know, try and spoon feed them. Exactly. See, she understands. When you try and spoon feed them, they try and grab the spoon and feed themselves. That's them wanting to be independent. And that's what I love about baby led weaning, is she can be independent with that. Number four is I don't have to personally feed her. I don't have to sit here, take time out of my day, which I know sounds horrible, like, oh, you should anyways, it's your child, but I don't have to like take extra time out of my day, spoon feed her, and then even if it is already dinner time anyways, and it's like I'm not taking extra time, I'm still taking time from me eating to feed her. Which means, you know, after I feed her, she's done, I get her clean, she's over there, now my food's cold. Now with baby led weaning, she feeds herself, I eat my food, we're both happy campers because we're eating, you know, our food when we're supposed to, not like hours later. um, so that's awesome. And number five is when we're out, she can eat. She can eat when we go out, pretty much. I don't have to take any jars with me, any purees with me. Um, I don't have to, like I said before, I don't have to feed her before I feed myself. Um, so it's great with that. The only thing that kind of sucks with them eating out with us is not just the mess, which you can kind of try and contain, but it's the fact that at certain restaurants or general restaurants, not like fast food places, but restaurants, they take forever to get the food to you. So the baby gets a little fussy. And on top of that, when you get the food, it's super hot, so you have to blow on it a lot and like wait a little bit before you can give it to the child. And so they get fussy. But with that, you can simply just take little snacks with you while you're waiting for them. But yes, those are the benefits. I really hope this video helped you out to figure, you know, what you want to do with baby led weaning. If it did help you out, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, maybe even some concerns about this, go ahead and comment down below. I will also link more of the videos I've done about baby led weaning in the description down below. And if you know any moms out there who are thinking about baby led weaning, go ahead and share this with them. And of course, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye!